Hello and welcome to Sports by Compion. My name, of course, is your host, Stephen Compion. And this is the Midwest Rugby Edition. That's right, Carfu's back in the house. And when we do these Carfu type things, I always bring my favorite co-host. Well, maybe not my favorite. I do have a lot of cool co-hosts.
Wow,
But this is the most ginger of them all, the most angry of them all, the number 5 for the Rockford Ravens, George Hattie in the house. George,
hello.
how you doing?
Hello. Thank you for having me yet again.
Here you are, yet again. It's beautiful. And we are joined here by the captain of the Chicago Riot, the man who has one of the most recognizable voices in those Carfu scrums. And an absolute force in the field. Francis from the Riot joins us. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. No, thank you. I have a very annoying voice, so I appreciate the call out.
I said that because like last year, I remember getting into like one of our first scrums, and you were just like sync, and it was like all perfectly synchronized, and I was like, oh Christ, we're in for a long day, and it was a long day again, as it usually is when the Rockford Ravens have to play the Chicago Riot. In my 7 to 8 years here, I think we maybe have beat you once. It's tough times, but always a good barometer test for us. Don't want to talk too much about the game that we've played this year because it was frankly not worth talking about. We were closer last year when we only had 14 guys on the field for most of the game. So, yeah, just tough times all around. You guys are a really excellent system team, which we are not, so that always exposes us. But, that aside, it's always fun to come out to Rockford, though, right, Francis?
Yeah, I mean, that river situation you guys put in is pretty sweet, I have to say. Probably best drink up in the league now. You might take a county from the past, but no, it's always sweet to play you guys, and we know when we come out to Rockford, it's going to be a cracker, a banger. Bodies will be sore after, but no, we always have a good one.
Physicality that our teams just hit like cement and sledgehammers, mate. It's ridiculous.
I feel like it's like two forward oriented sides, and we just have that. We know, you guys for a long time, and you guys have known us. We just know like whoever can just bang it has a shot, and we both just like full tilt. So,
but you guys in secondary has gotten much better. Backline has gotten a lot better, and we'll hop into that here in a little while. You guys had a heck of a game against Lake County, a very good rugby team. Winner was going to the playoffs. Lots on the line. Tell us a little bit about that, Francis. How'd you feel going into the game? What was the deal?
Yeah, I was actually at a wedding in San Francisco, but I got to see the film. We had someone who was able to film it, which was sweet.
Good for you guys.
And man, the guys put in a great shift. They actually scrummed in a try at the end of the game on a steal, I believe, and that was super fun, to watch. And just like a great showing, on the defensive side, really, County, they've got those. I don't know if they're anyways, they've got some big guys, some big runners, especially off the scrum. Just downhill. The guys were putting them down in the film, and our halfbacks and backline, really coming through and putting some tries in.
Nice. So now you guys are in the playoffs for what, the 3rd, 4th year, 7th year? I don't even know with you guys. It seems like you're always in the running.
Yeah.
3 years maybe.
3. And have you guys played the Gargoyles a lot the last couple of years, or not really? I know they've gotten very popular in Carfu suddenly. I like to think the Ravens went up there and discovered them, and they're like, oh yeah, that's right, we're a rugby club.
Yeah, Lake Winnebago is a super sweet place. If people haven't been up there in Wisco, my buddy actually went to Lawrence, so I'm familiar with the area. But yeah, we played Gargoyles, I think, in our 2022 run to the Midwest title match that we lost to Detroit. I think we had them at our house, so it'll be interesting to go up to their house. And we also played Wisco rugby last year, and they beat us in Wisconsin in the first round of the playoffs. They had like a big Safa guy, and then some others. So, I mean, us and the Woodsmen were both in for some strong tests. We know Wisconsin. They bring the Thunder. And obviously, I think the Gargoyles, known like for some pacey backline play and a lot of offload ball, a lot of tip passes, in the pods. So, we'll just be having to figure out a way to deal with that.
For sure.
That's everything. Your coach earlier this week, he messaged me. He's like, "Hey, what can I expect from the Gargoyles?" And I was like, "Hey, they've got a rapid backline, a lot of offloads, a lot of passing." So it's good that he relays the message.
Yeah.
I think at this point it's kind of well known. They've had kind of a brewing over there for a while. We went on tour with the Malzos, and those two brothers have really put it together, and they've got a couple other scary pieces there too, with Trevor kind of just working in with them too. It's a talented and young, fast backline, so have fun with that, Francis. It's going to be a good time for you. We went up there to the spring, and let me say, we played them 2 years ago in their house, and it's not even close to the team they are now. We kind of had the running on them the last 2 years, and then we went up there to them in this past spring, and they were like, "Hey, we're going on a run this year. You guys are going to be the first people we take this out on. Get excited." So yeah, very.
It's like they're always quick tapping their penalties as well. So I think we just got to keep the work rate up and try not to be lazy.
You guys are some of the fastest offense that goes around. So we love the Gargoyles, and frankly, rooting for them, Francis. No offense. I have a fellow Steven over there who's the captain. Like what can I do? But I will say, if you want to check out more Sports by Company in the Midwest series, we did already have Steve on. We talked about his team. So, I don't think he gives away a lot there, but at least you can know some of the players.
I hope the Riot win. I hope the Riot win.
What? How dare you?
Let's go Carfu.
That is true. There's a lot of pride within the Carfu division, man. It's insane how tough and close most of these games are. Other than a couple outliers, of course.
I can't believe you're not pulling for us, man. I'm hurt.
They're our little brother. Well, they're big brother this year, but we have a trophy between us already.
Yeah, I love a traveling trophy. What's the story behind the traveling trophy?
Really, so like when we played them 2 years ago, we just became really good friends with them there. A couple of them went on tour with us to Scotland, and ever since then we just have continued a good friendship with them, playing them every spring. And last year, our coach brought this cool ass, I think it's a raven with a gargoyle on it statue, or a gargoyle with a raven on it. Regardless, it's a pretty cool statue. We exchange whoever wins, and they add a little accessory for every year. So
we only really make trophies with teams we stand a chance of beating. So the Riot, right? So fuck off, Francis. All right.
Why did you be this modest in person, buddy?
Listen, man, on game day, it's a whole different thing. We're like, no, we totally got a chance here. What are you talking about? History's history, yo.
7 years of getting plastered by these assholes.
It's ridiculous. But friends, you gotta be excited playing some more playoff rugby. Haven't done it yet, but it does sound like a good time. What would you say are some of the main differences you notice from regular season rugby to playoff rugby? Is it like a lot different? Do you see guys kind of doing stuff they never do before? Or, what's the story?
It's a good question, man. No, I mean, for sure. Like, I think as the tournament progresses, I would say the biggest difference is the refereeing. The Midwest does a really good job of bringing down, class. Not to say that Carfu refs aren't great guys and doing their best.
Sure.
But they're monks of the game, man. They are stewards. Sure. We can't have a league if there aren't referees. And,
of course.
We really appreciate them. But the Midwest really invests in the referees. There's ARs. They have earpieces. They're making calls from the sidelines. And, we're a D3 club. Some guys, it's nice to have the experience of having played a game, with ARs, in the past, going into this test. I think that's the sort of experience that can hopefully help us stay disciplined in this week's test. And I think outside of that, you definitely see, the back line play, just improve, as you move up in the tournament, and more kicking, more field position game, a lot more kicking for the posts, and obviously the intensity and the significance of the tests increase as you get into the tournament, and the desire and the will to win. So hopefully we can come through.
Cool, man. How deep have you guys gone? Have you ever won it, or
there were 2 years. There was 1 year, I think, in like the tens, or we were founded in 2006 by a bunch of UIC grads who just loved playing with each other and wanted to make a team. So UIC Rugby, definitely hit us up. But
the Trojans?
We've Illinois and Chicago, baby.
Okay, yeah. I thought so. I was like, that is so random. I'm like, what?
We've made, I think they might have won the Midwest title like 10, 15 years ago, one time.
Okay.
And then in 21, we lost the title match to Detroit. But we were close enough in the match to still qualify for like the Midwest play-in game for the Nationals in the spring. And then we lost that game to Colorado Springs. So that's about the furthest we've been.
Okay.
Well, Detroit,
go ahead, George. Sorry.
The thing I know about Detroit is they have 2 D1 teams. They have like a D2 team and a D3 team. They are a ridiculously stacked like rugby club. They're like the CRC, but probably less asshole-y.
Did you guys see on the I think Lake County made a post, the fullbacks with the most tries?
20 minutes, 4 tries, douchebag. And what the fuck was that? But that's
our group chat was blowing up because our number 10 had 5.
Nice. I was going to ask you about this playoff team because there was a lot of different players that we didn't quite recognize back there. I recognized your 7. I think Rob was out for this game. Your 8 is he playing this season or?
Rob has an injury of his bicep. He tore his bicep. So
dang.
Yeah. Super sad.
Noodleon tore his bicep. Dang.
Well, speedy recovery to Rob. Good dude. But yeah, they definitely seem like some different faces back there. You're gonna talk a little bit about this playoff team. What's the deal? That 9, dude. That guy planted me. I was coming through on a run. The dude just plants me. He just has ridiculous center of gravity, and it makes no sense that he's that strong for that small of a guy.
God, center of gravity like a bowling ball. That 9 did.
It's ridiculous, and he can kick like a fucking champion. Like, stop it.
He's our DuPont, man. He's the engine that gets us going. He's a true leader, veteran. And we're super blessed to have him on the team. I think he used to play in Lamont for the Blaze and took some time off and now plays with us. Now that he lives in the city and just Jaime, man, he's a great guy, fantastic player, great leader. And he's really done a cool job leading the team, in phase play, but in free play as well. So we're super pumped about him. He was with the team last year as well. And then number 10 is I think the guy with the 5. We call him the Southside Stepper, and he's a great player as well. And we're just super excited that he joined the team this year, Tunney. So I think he played with Christian, our number 7 at DePaul. And so that's how he found his way to the club. So, those guys have made a huge difference. We've got this season we added a couple new props and a new hooker.
I saw you playing 7 last game. I was like, have an interesting center if they're moving him out or hooker.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just different guys are available every match, and I've been playing rugby for a little while, and so I can sort of play anywhere in the pack. 7 is probably my least successful position given my lack of quickness. But no, I mean, are the forwards we've been able to add this year, and we've also had some guys who used to be on our D4 come up.
Cool.
Including a lock that super proud of Ethan for his huge gains he's made this year, and some veterans really have great seasons too, who are just starting to really make their impact on the D3 side, like Henrik the German, and a new center too. So we've actually had a really decent amount of good turnover. Actually, we have a new center and another new number 9, and all those guys are making a huge impact on the first 15, and a bunch of other players on the D4 side as well who push us every week in practice. And
Steven, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I had a phone call coming. I can't hear Fran though.
Oh.
No. This would be a great
let me reconnect.
Nice.
Yeah, hang up. I'll add you again. But yes, I'm familiar with that 12. This was a rough year. I usually don't miss as many tackles as I do, but he was one of them. I was just kind of based up on him. Should have put a shoulder in him, did not, and he made me pay for it. Definitely ran away. It was really disrespectful, but he's a hard runner. That boy.
Yeah, Quentin. We have all the faith in Quentin. He's such a great player. He's so fast. He's so strong. He's so quick.
He is. For a bigger guy who could run that hard, he's quick too.
Yeah, intelligent player. Dad's a Kiwi, so he grew up in the game, and super psyched that he's chosen to play with us as well. I think he has a long family history playing in Lamont as well.
Getting some of the Blaze guys over, love it. We're not fans of the Blaze over here either.
Quentin, George.
What number was that?
12.
12. The blonde, the really long hair.
Yeah, he looks kind of like a lion with that great big mane of hair. Who's the 13?
Yeah, my man was having a great game before he got injured. Definitely had some trash talk, and there wasn't much we could do to stop it. So that was fun.
Who was 13 on the day we played you guys? What did he look like?
Big fat guy.
Yeah, bald. Yeah,
Torian, man. Torian's a real rugby player.
We noticed.
Pedal to the metal, and he's also just a great guy. He's hilarious.
Talker. He would talk. I'm like, bro, you better fuck off.
But he backed it up. To be fair, another good player. I had a nice little smoke session with afterwards of legal stuff for sure. Was Mr. Zero, great guy. That he playing through injury too, which I always respect. My man was all taped up there and whatnot. He told me something about his wrist or another. But you always respect guys out there, putting their bodies on the line for their clubs.
Yeah, man. Danny, he leads by example. He's one of the Chicago guys. He grew up in the city, like myself and a couple other players, and he plays with that grit. And I'm excited, for him to in this weekend, represent Chicago in Wisconsin. Right. And Danny's a great player, man. He's so versatile. He can play in the backs. He can play in the forwards. He can make people miss. He can hit. He can pass. He's fast. He can do it all. So
I have
talented squad.
Large number of your squad are all White Sox fans. Like I have that feeling that they're all Sox fans.
That is 100% true.
Just these assholes that come out of the South Side, basically.
Oh man, big Sox team. Big Sox team for sure. I think there's a couple Cub fans sprinkled in, but they don't show up to games with their gear.
Cool. So you guys are pretty confident going into this weekend, I would imagine. How long has that D4 side been around? Have you guys had it pretty much the whole time you've had the D3 side, or?
I actually don't know the answer to that question. But I first played with the Riot when I was in college, summer sevens.
Okay.
And that was, a long time ago. And there was a D4 team then. So it's been around. And I mean, the evidence of players like who come up is huge. I mean, there's a lot of guys who come to the team having never played rugby before, and now they're making big impacts on the D3 side. Just a lot of great guys to have an adult soda with post game as well. But yeah, no, they put it all on the line as well, and we always are there to support their development and their games. And Coach Danny, if we have games in different sites, Coach Danny will sometimes go to the D4 match, because he wants to see some specific things, or just because that's how much, we put stake in their success as well. I think it'll be dope, one year both sides will be playing in the playoffs.
I hated your coach until I had him for the select sides, and I'm like, actually, he's pretty cool. I was like, dude, this guy's such a dick. But then I was like, oh, I had him for the select sides, and I was like, actually, he's really cool. And now he just doesn't. He just messages me too much. It's like, hey, what's up to this weekend? And I'm like, mind your own damn business, all right? We just got spanked by the CRC. We're not up to anything this weekend, mate. Like,
so weird that a D4 squad and a team that we beat in the spring managed to put up 63 on us. Kind of strange. Wonder what happened there. It's almost like they're a different team than they were in the spring.
It's almost like they played in the national center against us.
Kind of weird, yeah. Anyway, Francis, we wish you a lot of luck with this, man. I think we're starting to kind of like your club a lot more because, I mean, dude, it's got to be hard to operate in the city. As a rugby club, the expenses, finding fields, finding practice things, I mean, granted, you got plenty to recruit from. What are some of the recruitment techniques you guys do? Is it mostly word of mouth, or do you have things to try to get involved in?
Just on that topic, and George, and we're talking, Coach, he doesn't make any money doing this. He loves the club. He founded the club. He finds the fields. He makes sure the money's there. So big shouts to him, and guys like him, across the country, really. We can't have rugby in the U.S., without those kinds of people, stewarding the game, teaching people the game, putting up with, dickheads like me when we show up and we're 19 and think we know everything, and developing us and everything like that. So anyways, on the recruiting stuff, I mean, we try to do community stuff. We have a Narcan event. We'll go out and hand out Narcan to addicts. We'll also
George, do not laugh at this, dude. This is a serious matter. They're helping the community. Try to be respectful. God.
It was a bad phrasing.
Recruitment tactic now. Here, you're on crack. Come play rugby, asshole.
No. It's word of mouth. It's social media. It's we have a nice couple of colleges, UIC guys, U of I guys. Generally, folks who move to Chicago but might not want to live on the north side of the city along the lake and join another club, they might come and play for us. And we're also, we like to perform in the third half, and we like to recruit guys who are fun to be around. And our phrase, our motto on the club is "Best Friends Rugby." We wear it on our warm up kits, and we just try to be nice guys, attract good guys, and be fun to be around, and be there for our teammates, and hopefully just grow in that way. But definitely, I was actually going to ask you guys the same thing. How do you guys find teammates and all that stuff? I feel like it's way easier in Chicago. You know what I mean? We can just put a sign up and hella people are going to see it. But I don't know, what do you guys do to spread the word amongst the youngins in Rockford?
We try the same thing. It's not as successful. But our main thing is mostly word of mouth, for sure. We do have a good group of guys, so when they do come around, they can see that, and anyone who wants to stick around is going to, enjoy themselves for sure. But yeah, we
try like to hit on guys at the gym. We're all about,
dude.
You got to hit on guys. You got to find
keep on hitting on
the biggest size and the smallest shorts and give them a compliment.
That is the thing, is looking for the shortest shorts. You're right.
How do you do it? Do you do it like mid-set, or do you just like stalk them for a little while and wait?
I just go up to him, George, and I go, "Nice thighs." or I'll say something like, "Man, you ever give those shorts a break?" Something funny like that.
That is funny. That is pretty funny.
And then
my truck, I got some short shorts you can wear as well. And your rugby shorts.
Something like that, dude. It's bad, dude. Like, I'll meet someone at like a friend's party. I'll be like, "You play rugby?"
Yeah.
We need to come up with like a better one-liner than, "Hey, do you want to play rugby?" They're like,
"Yes."
No.
You're right, because they do immediately say no to that. So you need to come up with a better liner. I like that one, the assumptive close. "Hey, you play rugby, right? Why don't you come to our practice instead?"
Yeah, or if like someone's like, "Oh, if you got like a nice bruise," and someone's like, "Oh, like Stick Shiner," you can be like, "Oh yeah, tough guy. Like, you want to come to training on Tuesday?" Or some BS like that.
For sure.
There is nothing worse than jacked people coming out to training, and then all of a sudden Paul sees them and he's like, "Hey, run a Bronco," and you're like, "No." What's a Bronco? See every line, hit that shit, and come back in 5 times.
Yeah, running does kind of put a lot of people off from rugby, I feel like, but goddamn, is it necessary? But game day, like first 5-10 minutes in, it's like, oh my god, we didn't run enough.
There's a balance, right? Like, you can't make training so intense that people don't want to come, but you can't make it not intense and then suck.
Right, exactly.
You guys went down to the river for the beers and the social club. That's called that's a hill we sprint, right? So we had these 4 fat fuckers come out to practice. First practice they ever came to. Paul goes, "To the hill, we're gonna do 7 of them for every try we let up at the weekend." Right? And these guys like immediately turned tail and went back to their car. They were like talking or happy during stretches and that, and then when they came to the hill sprints, they're like, "Fuck that," and left. So I'll learn a little bit of subtlety in those situations.
That said, we do have a very promising rookie class, and we're very excited about. We got to retain them all. You guys mentioned best friends. The community being a big retention thing. But obviously, you guys coming up through the D4 squads, you're doing a good job of retaining these rookies as they come in. What are some of those guys in the D4 squad you're excited about? Maybe some guys that just came to D3. You mentioned a couple. Like, I think I met the German guy, Hendricks. He's a metalhead. So
Henrik, yeah, he is. And actually, I don't remember the name of the band you guys were talking about.
Yeah, I'm on a Marth. That's right.
But like, you had said that they were like death metal or black metal or something. I don't know what any of these words mean, but we're in the car and he's like, "This band is not black metal or something." It was pretty funny, dude. But no, I mean, he's made a huge impact. He's played D3 and D4 for, I don't know, he's been on the club a very long time. Ethan Locke, who's really come off the D4 side and made a huge impact. There's a cohort of French guys who just hopped on the team playing in D4 that are just a total riot to be around.
Protest.
No, what's up?
You're a peaceful protest, not a riot, mate. All right.
George, the lights have gone down and all we can really see is your face. Like the beard has disappeared now too. It's just your face here mocking us.
There's a bunch of D4 guys that we're pumped about though, but no, I mean, yeah, George, that would be pretty good rugby team name for tour.
Yes.
The Chicago Peaceful Protest.
That would be funny, actually. More teams should start doing what's it called? Tours, man. It's actually really fun. We got people overloading to come on our next tour. Can't even tell your friend because honestly, the list is too big. I don't know if you're going to make it, but I will text you separately and tell you we can't give away the information. Too many people already want to come. But anyway, man, when more of these car food teams should do it. Start going on big tours.
Where do you guys? What's your guys' most fun and able to say on the internet tour tradition?
Probably just kangaroo court. We're not gonna get into the specifics of what exactly some of the fines are, but yeah, in the morning you show up, and if you acted the fool the previous evening, there's a good chance you're gonna be fined for some things and some stuff, and everyone will know about it, which is also abusing.
It's not necessarily a tradition, but my first tour I ever went on, I was playing Rugby Colts, which is under 18s in England, and these dumbass coaches decided to take a bunch of 17-year-olds to Amsterdam, right? It's just the stupidest fucking thing you could do. There was no rugby being played, and these poor coaches were fucking going everywhere getting these boys out of trouble. Like, they will be in the red light district, they'll be in the bars, they'll be fucking...
Well, not you, George, right? You just went home every night and slept right away.
I was coach's pet. Like, you know what I mean? I was snitching on the boys. I was like, hey, they're in the red light district, coach. Go get them. It was the stupidest thing our coach could have ever done was do like they left Amsterdam with 5 kids AWOL. Like, they were just like, they're 17. They can figure this shit out for themselves. Like, it was bad.
Oh man,
sounds about right. A bunch of 18-year-old rugby players in Amsterdam. That what could go wrong?
But
where have you guys been on some tours
with the Riot?
Yeah.
Only Nash Bash that I've been on.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there was a year we have a traveling trophy with a team in Hamilton, Canada.
Okay. So
we did go to Hamilton to play, and I do believe there might be a tour for us coming up in Hamilton for their 50th or 25th of the team's anniversary. So we owe them a game. We got to put the trophy back on the line. And we have something with the Cleveland Rovers as well, a traveling trophy with them. And I do think we've toured in Cleveland in the past, but I've actually not been on that one. So, I've been trying to say that we should check out Maggot Fest. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of or been to Maggot. I've heard of it, but that's supposed to be crazy.
It's supposed to be crazy. I have heard the same thing.
How's Jeremy doing?
Yeah, he's good, man. I think he might be. I don't think he'll play this weekend. He had a concussion from the hit you put on him, but he's doing good, like work wise, social life, I think. And he was actually running at training, so if his partner will let him play, I'm sure he will.
Hey,
that's usually how it goes.
You can take the rugby out the boy, but you can't take the boy out of rugby, mate. Like, yeah, you just.
Man, he loves the game too. Like, he's the kind of kid who's like watching, the Premiership, the Top 14, Super Rugby. He's like addicted.
I love it. Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, just give him my love. Apologize for me yet again. I never.
I'm not sorry, George.
Fuck you, dude. I felt like shit. Like, I was like, fuck. I hope he's good. Like,
clean, man.
About it.
Yeah, it was clean, man. These things happen. There's rugby. Best of luck to you this weekend with Francis. We don't want anyone to get injured. Hope it's a fun game between you two. It's gonna be a competitive one. I'm excited to see what the results are. We'll definitely not watch. It's gonna be very far away. I wish everyone lots of luck and that they enjoy it. Any parting words for?
No, just appreciate you guys, and it'll be a great test match this weekend, and all the respect for the teams in Wisconsin. So we're excited to go up there and represent Chicago.
Hell yeah!
Steve for me and say George loves you. Okay.
What's his name? Steve.
Yeah, big old beard, the captain. You can't miss him.
Yeah, just hit him for me and be like, hey, Georgie loves you.
Yeah, tell him
I'll
I love
tell
him
him at
too.
the coin toss.
There you go. Tell him the boys from Sports by Compion love him. All right, Francis, appreciate you coming on. The Sports by Compion fans, we're out of here.